Do you want that I start then? Always start to draw with reference because you need to know what are you going to draw. For example, you draw an eagle or you draw a lion, you need to know how the lion is, how are the muscles of the lion, which points make that your eagle is an eagle. Because, for example, eagles have a really round eyes and have you need to know how are the characters you are going to draw, or you need to show reference. It's like, for example, now I want to make an kind of astronaut hero, a retro astronaut hero, and I just put here this. They are my reference. I search some Soviet astronaut body and some designs of Flash Gordon, who is a kind retro. I use this. It's like I was thinking to make an villain. So let's draw. I usually work with this in HD in horizontal, but maybe as we have a lot of panels, I'm gonna make it in vertical. I'm gonna make it here. So at first, I'm gonna search first this. I'm gonna I used to start with a really loosey shape. With a really big brush, because with a big brush you only focus on the main shape and don't go for details. I was thinking on making a human, but the point is that I just saw the worms, so the caterpillars. So I'm gonna make a caterpillar inside a spacesuit. A good trick is just put to the right and the double click button of your pen, like erase, so you can draw and erase really fast. I don't, and for example, in Clip Studio, you can draw with alpha, so you can erase with the same tip that you are drawing, and I have a big erase for erasing bigger areas. And don't be afraid to trust work. Like, maybe we can make a kind of weapon in the just so that I'm drawing really hard, that is like with not too much care. Like this is a Martian, I'm gonna make only 2 fingers. A shoulder here, maybe here. Always, it's important to make the cross in the face to know where the character are looking. Okay, this is our main body. You can saw I make a big body, small legs and arms, and a medium head. So we want to make a kind of retro, so I can put a kind of belt. We can put some cables coming to the jetpack. Any other thing that maybe this belt is not in a really good position, because it's like when another thing about the character design is that if you put something in the middle of a character, it's not much interesting. So you want to have more contrast and make it more interesting. Put here or here, not in the middle. Obviously, you can put in the middle if you want to, but I usually prefer to put things avoiding the half. The typical lines of Flash Gordon in the pants. So maybe it could be nice to have boots, but maybe they're too much detail. This is kind of a pose I used to use. There are really good point about this, that this is because we need to draw it fast. I'm not going to think too much about the pose, but if I need to make a good pose, I usually start working with thumbnails. So you can make a lot of variations really, really quick. But here, maybe I'm making this really, really, really sketchy. This is you can make a lot of poses. For example, if you need that the character is running. When I need to make a more studied pose, I make a lot of this. And when I like a pose, I just cut and paste, and then I start cleaning the pose and make the same process again. But I don't always make this process. I usually draw in red because I work in animation. Will be like this. Maybe I'm gonna start to cleaning the character, and then let's think on the face. I just make it more transparent, and I saw many people who usually make these 2 times. Like you make a rough, and then make another more clean rough, and then you make the clean. But we don't have too much time, so with also I'm gonna use not completely black. Sorry for turning so much the canvas. The funny thing about the caterpillar is that she has a small face. So maybe we can push the proportions. It's the same brush that I start to work with, but 100%. Sometimes I work with line, or sometimes not. The point about having line or not is like line usually be faster, depending the character you have. Many times I usually make this in another layer. Just have one layer for the line, and another for the shadows. The reason is more easier if you need to erase the shadow or maybe here this is a bit strange, so I just going to make a big shape. And I prefer to be clear with my. The point is that I'm trying to paint some pockets here, but as we have the arm and the hand is not going to be clear, so maybe I need to rotate a bit. This is a good thing about working digital. And surely I need to make the gun a bit smaller to have more space here with the shoulder. Okay. So we can take 10 more minutes in case we need it. Kathy?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Do you want to have a question?
Yeah.
What does the character keep in its tiny pockets? A question from the
magic.
students. Magic.
Maybe magic.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like maybe tools, for the space to repair the spaceship. Because I want to give a kind of retro stuff to this guy. So if you saw all designs, they usually have pockets and these kind of capsules in the belt. So I only want to give him a kind of retro stuff. Okay. Let's go. So now I usually work in a darker with a darker layer to pop up the colors. I usually select all the exterior of the shape of the character, and then make a layer with a solid color. So we have a base to work with. Use this like mask in the character. When you have a character based in one color, I usually make another layer and add a multiply gradient in a clipping mask with a gradient, and this make you start to make volumes in your character. Then go make another clipping mask and start to colorizing. You can make this reference. It's a good point about the manga studio. You make a line, a layer with line, with the black line, and put it in reference, so you can fill in another layers, taking just making the selection with the line up. So, okay. I make this a lot. It's just start with a random color and then make hue and saturations. And now make another clip and just I'm gonna use the pattern. And then start with the body. So I'm gonna try to use the same colors in all the characters. So I pick the orange to make the boots. And all detail, maybe we can choose a darker orange for the belt. For the gun. Just limitate the palette. So it's almost done, the base. So we need to make a glass. We can also use the blender to make effects. And then I have this, now I have the base. So I'm going to make the shadows. In multiply, I used to reduce the opacity, clipping mask, and just search a kind of purple. The purple usually works really well with all the colors. So I just start to make some quick shadows. This for make quick characters is okay. If you need to make an illustration, surely you need to study much more the color of the shadow. But for just quick coloring, it's okay. And also, if you need to make darker zones, you can repeat this process. I repeat the the layer, erase all, and make more details. Really. And now we are going to make some lights to this character. So just make a screen, new layer, and put it in the screen. And I take just the same color of the layer, of the base layer, and just start to give some lights. This not work always, but most of the time works. We are close to finish. Sorry for the delay, guys. Okay.
And there's a comment from Yanni that thank you for the amazing workshop. Any party?
Oh, thank you. Thanks to you for coming.
Yeah.
Making some lights. I used to make another layer with this one, for example, could be to make some really green lights or hard lights too. I think this is my favorite part in drawing metallics. That is, make the shines. You can see it's just, this is a really quick thing, but I used to draw a drop shadow in the same way, multiply. I used to work with this kind of zombie rim light. And maybe I need to change a bit the background. Maybe here, okay. To pop up a bit the color of the character. Here is better. So just scene and let's go. So this is it. See you next time.